Hello, hello, hello. Oh my goodness. Wow, I'm back. How are you guys doing? I know it's been a while, about 2 weeks since you'd last seen me. Hello, hello, hello. Once you come in, please let me know that you are on live. I see that I am on live, so that is great. And let me know how you're feeling. Let me know how you're doing. Today's session is really just to speak more into my self-love journey. And let me just do that quickly. And just share some more insights of what I've learned, especially recently. I feel we're going through a major shift at the moment, and there is a big call for conscious relationships, conscious friendships, and speaking and holding each other in space, and holding ourselves in places where we probably haven't been before. And I just feel like this is quite a big thing in the collective right now. And that's why I thought about speaking about self-love, self-acceptance, forgiveness. And this is all falling part of my self-love journey and the relationship part of that self-love journey. So if you're on the replay, let me know that you're on the replay. For those that don't know me or it's the first time here, my name is Leslyn. I am from Cape Town, South Africa, and I am intuitive. I am an explorer. I love anything that has got to do with external as well as internal. I have an uncommon common sense, and I'm a lover of life. I'm an inspirationalist and a creative. Wow. Okay. And this space I created was just a lovely community where we can all uplift one another. So if there's anything that you want to share that's on your heart, please feel free to share that as well. I also have coaching programs, which I'll speak into later about. And if you want to invite anyone, like a friend or a family member to this group, please feel free, because on this group you'll find that is full transparency, because this is a place for us to expand. So, wow. My main mission is to help you really cultivate that unconditional love within yourself so that you can live a more purposeful and more inspired life and just like find that inner peace. You know, I've been through the journey and I've come out the other side, and I just want to show others that this is available for you. All of this is available for you. So if you are coming in, can you just say hello so that I know that you can hear me? Is there sound? I'm pretty sure there is. But yeah, so at the moment, the journey has really led me to a space of waking up every day to excitement of what's to come. And I just move it in that space, and I just embody what I want to create and be. So yeah, I'm loving this new space that I am in, but it took work to actually get there, and it took a lot of self-love and acceptance. And what does self-love and acceptance look like? It looks like just taking responsibility of all areas of your life, and it looks like putting extra focus on the things that you know that needs extra loving care, right? And I found that I needed to put extra focus on forgiveness, and why forgiveness. I felt it was both in my career and in my relationships and in myself, because I am moving in a new way and I'm trying to bring in a love relationship, and I'm moving into new career. So I needed to forgive past so that I can bring in the new. So yes, relationships. So it's like, for me, relationships is such a crucial part of really being human. We need connection, we crave connection. And we can't do this so-called life without one another. And there's different types of love. There is love of God, there's love of family, there's love of a parent, there's love of a child, there's romantic love, there's love for humanity. And we can't even get to that loving of anyone else or anything outside of ourselves if we don't start with ourselves. And I mean, I've been through a series of tests and relationships to bring myself closer to who I really am. And gosh, it was a journey. It was definitely a journey. There were relationships where I found myself, I was totally spoiled. And then there was relationships which showed me the duality of what it was like not being appreciated. I would say my very first relationship started in my teens, and I'm a long relationship type of girl. And I remember my parents asking me, "So Leslyn, when do you think you're going to get married?" I'm in my teens, right? So probably like 19 or something. And I told my parents, I think around 30, actually. And my parents looked at me and they're like, 30, Leslyn? Well, that kind of means that you're probably not going to marry the person that you're with. And at that moment, I remember looking at them. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm so in love. Like, it's definitely going to be this person. But I guess intuitively and in my mind, I knew that my soul wanted more out of life and my soul needed to experience more things in my life. Now, I know there's this very like common thought pattern, especially in my community, where it's a thing to get to have that union really young, right? And I hope that those that do decide to go that way, that they are still together. But life is like, there's so much opportunity and there's so much to learn in life. I'm happy that I didn't settle then. Not there was anything wrong with the relationship. That relationship really allowed me to expand. It really helped me to explore, because that was the type of partner I was with. He allowed me to be free. He allowed me to be me. And there obviously came a point where we didn't have the same things aligned anymore. But I'm happy that I didn't settle. And what is self-love? Self-love is not settling. Self-love is really choosing yourself and honoring that maybe your soul needs to go a different way, that your soul needs to experience something else. There's one thing that I sort of learned from that relationship and the relationship after was that I was very much in my masculine in that relationship. And if you think about like masculine, yes, I was driving the relationship in a sense where I was working to buy the house. I was working to get us set up as a couple. I was basically taking on that role of the man. And right now, I know going forward that is not the role that I want to take. I actually just want to be so deep in my feminine that I can be free and be me, right? But it took me a while to realize that is actually what I truly want. I truly want to drop into my feminine so I can be creative, so that I can be a channel for the divine, so that I can really be that counterpart to the masculine that will come into my life. So in one of that long relationships, I'll never forget, like I was so much in my masculine. I had my partner coming to me and saying, Leslyn, you don't spend enough time with me. Ladies, like, can you imagine a man coming to you and complaining that you're not spending enough time with him? Mind you, my love language is quality time. So I was so deep in my masculine. If I think about it now, I'm like, wow, this guy was really treating me like a queen, breakfast in bed, doing all the things, like amazing, amazing relationship. Like I promise you, right? Amazing, spoiled. And obviously that just didn't last. But funny enough, after having such amazing relationships, I actually experienced the duality of a narcissist relationship. And funny enough, that relationship brought me to the lowest point of my life. That relationship, I know we had ties, as in karmic ties. I actually had to go deeper into why I was even acting the way that I was acting. I actually had to even look into our Akashic records, but I will speak again into that because that's a bit deep. But I didn't know why I was falling into this attachment or this unhealthy attachment with this male, which lasted for 5 years. I was basically being dragged for 5 years. And it was so hard for me to get myself out of that relationship. Now I was stripped away from my self-worth. I couldn't see myself for myself. I questioned my own reality. I couldn't trust my intuition. I basically put my trust into somebody else and not trusting myself. I got dragged right down. And if I think about it now, I see what it is. I see the relationship for what it is. I also see that I needed to go through some good relationships and that bad relationships to actually find out what I want. After that very bad traumatic relationship, it took me all my strength and took me a couple of years to actually bring myself out from that again. And what that looked like was a decision to really clear up where I was truly hurting. So, and what was truly that core? That core, I had to dig deep and I had to go back to my childhood. And I had to look at my childhood. And obviously, I see and saw patterns from then that was basically mirroring what I was experiencing as an adult in my 30s. So it was that not being seen, not being heard, and there was this inner child that only wanted to be loved. And because I only wanted to be loved in that way, and I wasn't able to give it to myself, I attracted this individual into my life, and he was also unhealed in himself. And that's where our dynamic came in. Now, it took a lot of work to really clear that out and really forgive him. And I've forgiven him, but it's like it took me a while to even forgive myself for allowing it to carry on that long. Oh my goodness, why couldn't I just listen to myself? Anyway, through time, I got to cultivate what it actually feels like to listen to myself and to realize that what that relationship was, and that yes, I can trust my intuition. Yes, I do have self-worth. Yes, I do love myself. I can see me, I can hear me, and now I can move forward from that. And recently, I tapped into really forgiving because I really wanted, one, to call in the love relationship. And I can't do that if there is unhealed and suppressed emotion within myself. And the other one was also for the career, because there's some sort of, there's something in there that I can still feel that I'm still transitioning to. I think it's my transition from my old career to the new career. That's like, I can feel that something there. And as soon as I decided to forgive, or that I was going to make a conscious decision to forgive, people started coming into my awareness, and I basically was invited by Spirit to see if I could, one, truly forgive. Two, am I going to replay past patterns? Three, can I trust myself? And four, am I going to hold myself back from experiencing love? Am I going to be so scared that I wouldn't allow myself to be happy? When all of this came in an instant, people came into my awareness that really shook me and shifted me into, I will say, a test. The narcissist person actually came into my awareness and came into my field. So I'm empathic, so I can feel you. I can feel you come in. And for some reason, I decided to check this person's Instagram. And mind you, he hasn't even been on Instagram for like since 2018. But when I checked it, he actually was like last seen like a week ago. And I cried and I bawled. And then I knew that there was something there that I needed to really dismantle and let go of, which I wasn't even aware. And sometimes this repressed and suppressed emotions really damages us as well within our bodies. Like I got high blood pressure because of that relationship. So if we are unable to let go of those type of feelings, those type of hurts, we're basically going to hold ourselves captive for the rest of our lives. And that is going to aid in more illness within ourselves, in our body. And it's just going to make us not live life. And you'll be too afraid to, right? And just this past couple of days and weeks, I've just been invited to really get clear about what type of relationships that I want and what type of relationships that I was co-creating. And Spirit invited me and brought this person into my experience, and I shared a heartfelt truth. If you saw my post, and this person was unable to hear me, and we went into a bit of a, I wouldn't say quarrel, but I realized that he actually couldn't hear me. And in that time, I was like, I don't feel heard at this moment. And he expressed that, what is it? Because he is listening, but it wasn't that. There's a difference of listening and like really being heard and really being seen. And what I've learned is how far I've come to actually witness when I feel like my own reality is being tested, and that I can hold myself accountable to swerve, to really see that or question if I like this person to be in my life, if I like a relationship like this, if I like a communication like this. Do I want to have this type of experience? And this can be in a relationship, in a friendship, it can be anything. Do I like it? Do I want to change it? Do I want to voice it to this person? But the other person also needs to be on the same page, that you can actually move through whatever is happening at that time. But if it's not, if you feel that that is something you don't want in your life and you don't deserve in your life, listen to that intuition and shift. It's actually that simple. And a lot of times we stay in relationships because we feel stuck, or we don't know what to do, or it's just saving time. But the more that we can just honor ourselves in that moment and just come from that detached observer and see what it is, it's easy just to look at it and be like, okay, I see that you're going through something at the moment. You are not able to hear me or see me because you are going through your own issues. You are unable to hold yourself. There's no way you can hold me. Come to that decision if you can actually move with this person, continue moving with this person, or if you actually just need to decide that you want something better. And you know what the universe does? It sends you something better. It honestly does. When it comes to, especially when it comes to romantic relationships, it's if one doesn't work, there will be another one that will come right after. Can't obviously put a timeline onto it, but I know we can collapse that timeline. If you can feel that, and because I can feel someone is in my awareness, if you can feel that there is someone there and that is coming into your life, which you haven't met yet, you can collapse that timeline to bring that person closer. And how you collapse a timeline is actually working within yourself and doing that inner work. And that's how you bring it in. And you also just get into that vibration of embodying that you already have it now. So that is one of the things into actually manifesting a relationship or any relationship. And you don't have to do it in a love relationship. You can actually do it. You can do it with anything. It can even be in your workspace. If you are aware that there's this job that is coming your way, know that it's coming your way, get ready, embody that you are already in this space of working with a company or that person. So yes, to the bang. Oh. Thank you so much. I know, I thank you for saying that so much. Obrigada. I used to study Portuguese a long time ago. If those didn't know that. And hi, Samuel Jake. How are you? Hello, NJ. So yeah, wow. I said a lot of things right now. I said a lot of things. Yeah, so practicing self-love and acceptance and awareness is so important at all time. And forgiveness is a huge part in your self-love journey, and it's a huge part into really calling in whatever fulfilling life that you want to call in, right? You just always need to double check that if there's any misalignment within yourself, come from that detached observer and then make that adjustments. So, yeah, does anyone have any questions? I think I went a bit fast. So I can share with you is that forgiveness. I want you to forgive yourself first, and I want you to forgive others first. And why this is so important is because we are generally the last people to forgive ourselves. And it can truly hold us back from living lives, right? So always listen to your intuition. You know, just forgive and let go, because the sooner you can do that, new opportunities will present themselves in your life, and new opportunities, relationships, jobs, you know, they will come into your awareness, and you'll be able to grab it with both of your hands, because you already have cleared a lot of that stuff. And also, you have to listen. Like, sometimes we fall in a trap of not listening to our intuition. I've recently had it when Spirit tells me, no, don't do it. Don't do it, girl. And I did it. And I just have to remember in that moment, if I'm not listening to my intuition, I am choosing to learn the lesson, right? So what lesson are you wanting to learn over and over again? As soon as you know what the lesson is and you actually decide you don't want to learn the lesson anymore, that's when you can actually move on and create better and bigger things. So remember, if you're not listening to your intuition, you are choosing the lesson. And yeah, I mean, damn, sometimes I had to listen for 5 years. Anyway, so it's counterintuitive when we in a place, to stay in a place where we don't belong. It's counterintuitive to be in a relationship or stay in a relationship when it's too long. So if you don't listen to that, you are just basically wanting to learn this lesson over and over again. And yeah, until you have not, or until you had enough of the pain, that is when you will decide to make that choice. So I hope you really, all of you, attract amazing conscious relationships into your life where you can just hold one another's hearts, you know, just in that mutual trust that transcends time and space, you know, that presence that can really be felt, you know, where you can really be seen and heard. When you can just give your unconditional love to yourself, and so that you can give unconditional love to others. You know, even with just calling in a love relationship, I have also just let go of that list, because I realize that I'm changing every day. I'm changing every day. So the person that I wanted yesterday is not the same person I may want today. And just putting it up and giving it to God, so that the best person for me would present itself. And the best person, we're gonna be on that same vibe. We're gonna have the same values. We're gonna just really be one with self, so we can show up as our best self for one another, so that we can grow within ourselves and in the relationships. And I want you to stay in your power as well, because your essence will attract a great partner, a great friendship, a great partnership, a great collaboration, and that shouldn't scare them away, not at all. And I wish you a soul-gasmic friendships, relationships, clients. I wish that all for you, right? So for those also being called, I have a Sacred Self-Care Sanctuary, the Sacred Self Sanctuary course that's starting next week. Now I will relaunch this again in June. I will relaunch both the Academy as well as the Sacred Self-Care in June. So if you haven't catched it this time, you will be able to catch it then. I'm pretty sure it will be more juicy and evolved then, because there's so much that I am learning, and I'm hearing so much of what you want to hear. So because people are just in my inbox wanting this and this and that. So the program itself is also just developing. The program itself is different to this in a sense where I go more into the teaching, the principles, as well as the integrative homework to get you to a more self-actualized path, because the self-love path is the path of self-actualization, is the path of self-development and self-improvement, if that makes any sense. It's being your best self and showing up as your best self. So it will really take you into the practical ways to rewire your mind, your subconscious programs, and just so that you can show up better. Yeah, so I will leave that actually down in the description box. It's in my link on top as well as the description box. And what I want to say is that if anyone is called to just book a call with me, please feel free to do that. I have one-on-one sessions as well. I have sacred, if you want just a free discovery call, you can do that. Let me know. Or alternatively, what you can do is just, you can just reach out to me, and see what we can do, how we can work together, put it that way. So yeah, just on the Calendly link, I'll pin it now. That will take you to my booking. So yeah, all right, that's all for me. I wasn't sure because last time people said they wanted me to speak longer, and I thought to myself, what can I speak longer about? And so I thought it was relationship. So let me know in the comments if you like this, if there's anything else that you want to hear from me. And yeah, I will see you next week. And I have a surprise coming soon. I love you. I see you. I walk with you. I honor you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. If you're on the replay, you are here for a reason. You're here to receive this beautiful medicine. Honor that. Honor your soul nudges. Honor your intuition. Do the thing. That thing that you were just thinking about right now. Do it. Yeah. And I will see you all very soon. I'll see you next week. Have a good day. I love you.